I walked into the restaurant by myself, dressed to kill, smelling good, looking amazing. I ordered a drink. I sat down. I asked some girls if I could sit with them for a little bit while I'm waiting for this guy to come. I don't have money. I'm broke. I don't have money to go back home. I am literally about 100 k's away from my house, right? This guy doesn't know I'm coming. It's a surprise. There's an element of not knowing if he's gonna come with a partner or not, because I don't know if he's dating or not at the time, right? But I trust my guides. An hour, about 10ish, because I got there about 9. 10ish, he was there. Ooh, did I not panic? Anxiety. Anxiety, anxiety, anxiety. He passed me the first time, passed me the second time. The third time, he was standing with someone. He had given me his bag. He couldn't see me, so I could see him. So I got up and I tapped him. And he saw me. He got shocked because he knew I was in Rustenburg. He got shocked. So he didn't know I had moved into an apartment. The last time we spoke was after we met at the hotel in December. This is March. And he hugged me. He asked me how I got here. I said I Ubered. And he said, who am I'm with? I said I'm alone. He was shocked again. But somehow we were happy to see each other. We didn't speak much that night. We sat together. We didn't speak much. We were sitting right next to each other. It was just about smiling. We spoke less than 100 words that day. We were together for like about 5-6 hours. It was just smiling and smiling and smiling. The night didn't end according to what I wanted, how I wanted it to, but I was happy that I got to see him. There's something about him that heals me. There's something about him that grounds me, that keeps me sane, that keeps me happy. I could just see his smile. All I want to do is just see him, and I'll be okay for another year. That's just how crazy it was. I went back home. I cried so much. I'm like, what the hell is going on? 4 a.m. I was back at home. I was crying. I couldn't get into my gate. My phone was off. I had to wait for someone who was going to work. I waited for an hour outside my apartment. Guy Ubered for me. Fine. But, I was back home alone again. I didn't know what was happening. I was sad. I was broke. I was everything. I look good. That's another thing. Got into my apartment, sulked for a few days, and then another message comes that I need to move out of the apartment and move back home again. 2 months into living into that apartment, that townhouse. And then by the 1st of April 2025, I packed my bags and I went home. The night I was with this guy was the last time I had a taste of alcohol because I blacked out. At some point, I don't remember what happened, but I know I did something that embarrassed both of us. And I was like, I've never been a person that drinks and gets drunk and doesn't remember what happened. But I had a blank spot in between, but I remember small pieces of what had happened. And I was like, no more alcohol for me. And since that day, I had not touched alcohol. It's been over a year. That was the last time I actually saw him. And I went back home. Now, with my tail in between my legs. Now I'm moving back with no furniture, with just my clothes. Now I don't know what's on the other side. I really don't know what's happening. I hear spirits, I feel spirits, I'm growing spiritually. My house is getting full of clothes. They're giving me spiritual attire, spiritual garments. I'm dreaming about this guy. There's messages from his guides. There's messages from my guides. There's instructions on what things I need to do. I need to do so many things. I still care. I'm still in love. I'm still heartbroken. I'm still trying to figure myself out. I'm trying to rebuild myself. I'm still trying to rebuild my business. There is just so many things going on. I promise you, I would have not stayed with that guy that long. I would not have carried on with this dynamic, this loop, this thing that I didn't have a name for. I would have never, it was not even something that I would do. I was never that person. I was never that person to be in dynamics, in things that don't make sense. I left. If it didn't make sense, I left. But this one didn't make any sense. But I didn't leave. I kept staying because of the dreams, because of the instructions, because I knew there was something to this, more to this than what met the eye. I always felt when I was trying to move away from him, I always felt like there was more to the story. Don't move away. Stay. There was just this voice in my head. There was just this feeling in my gut that there is more to the story. Stay. And then that's when I moved back home. And when I did move back home, that's when my initiation, my spiritual initiation actually started. Because the first part was my awakening. The first part of the journey was the awakening, being aware, hearing, seeing, understanding, believing, and trusting that this is real. And by April, when I moved back home, he lost someone very dear to him. I wanted to be there, I wanted to support him. There was him pulling in another direction. Or was it my ego, my feelings, or my thoughts, or my emotions, or something to do with me, maybe? And then there was ancestors wanted me to be home at this point, choosing to be home, choosing them, choosing this journey over him, over the old life, over dreams and aspirations that I had before with him. I had to choose myself. I wanted to go to the funeral. I wanted to be there. But I had something that I had to do, and I couldn't go. So I didn't speak to him. I didn't go. And while I'm going through this, I'm caught up in between these things. I'm sad that I didn't go and support him. But you know what's the funny thing? I wasn't counting. But he never supported me in any of the stuff that I was going through. That's the funny thing. But it wasn't an eye for an eye kind of vibe. But I chose to honor my responsibilities over being there for him. And one day while I was watching TV, I saw him randomly. That was the first time since I've known him that I've seen him on TV in real time. And a couple of weeks later, I had a dream about him where he was telling me something. And it happened. Whatever he said happened the following day. Like, the reason why I stayed so long in that dynamic, it was 2 years to be exact. I stayed because there was curiosity. I stayed because I wanted to know more. I stayed because there was a level of something unfolding. It was deeper. Because in that 2 years, a lot happened. Some of the stuff I haven't mentioned because it's personal. And also for his protection and my protection as well. And my guides, our secrets, our, little thing. And the final tipping point, because we did get to a final tipping point after everything that has happened, I kept on sharing whatever the guys would say, and it made sense to him, and it shocked him as well that my ancestors are speaking to you. I'm like, yeah. I also didn't know, and I'm like, when we had a final conversation, is that I told him, I'm like, you knew me before all of this, right? He's like, yeah, I actually met you while you didn't even know there was spirituality. And now things are different. Things are weird all of a sudden. And there's there's spirituality in between our thing. And there's more you don't know. He said it with himself with his mouth that there's a lot that I don't know. There's a lot that he hasn't shared. So my person has a history with spirituality that hurt him. His father was killed because of spirituality. Apparently he took something and he died. And obviously there's been secrets, There's been a lot of fear around spirituality, a lot of hate and anger towards spirituality. Hence why there's always been a triggering moment between me and him, because I've chosen this route and he decided not to choose it. He's also spiritually gifted. He's also supposed to serve. He's also supposed to heal. But because there's this trauma that he has, he's not able to fully honor his purpose. He's not fully ready to answer to his calling. He's not fully ready to understand what's on the other side. And then there's me. He cares about me. I don't know if he wants to be with me or not, whatever. But the level of care that he has for me is also different. He's never cared for anyone the way he's cared for me. Same thing with me. I've never cared for anyone the way I've cared for him. Two people, same kind of love, separate worlds, separate backgrounds, separate limitations, different kinds of challenges. He's a public figure. I'm not. Family dynamics, expectations from his family, expectations from my family. My family didn't agree with the fact that I was dating a public figure. His family didn't agree with the fact that he was dating a nobody. Like family history, trauma. He lost his mother because of spirituality in his own way. I lost my mother because of spirituality. We have similar things, similar history, so similar trauma, and it's deeper. It's just some of the things I can't share. And my tipping point was one day I was going through stuff again, and I got told that I needed to go and see him. Funny story is that a couple of weeks before this, I started having dreams where they told me the assignments were done with him. And sisters started communicating that the assignment is done. You have graduated fully from this journey with him. When I started my journey, they told me that I would have 2 years to do my training. And at that point, because I met him in September, it was 2 years since I met him until that time when I started having these dreams. About a month or two later, I get a message that I need to go see him. I missed him. I wanted to see him. I wanted to see his smile. I wanted to just dive into his energy and just talk. Like, it wasn't even sexual anymore. It was just that thing of just seeing him, having a conversation. I'm sure about a year into it, we were not sexual anymore. We were just people. We were just, being friends. I even told him, I'm like, you know what, if a relationship is not possible, it's okay. Let's just be friends, because I'd love to be your friend. I've always been your friend, even if there was a sexual part of it. I've always been your friend. Let's just be friends. The poor guy. It's like, well, I'll think about it. He's still thinking even today. And I rocked up out of nowhere again, as usual. I knew where to find him, as usual. Social media was our friend. And there was a poster of him being somewhere. And then I rocked up, looked good as always, smelled good as usual. I was almost recovering from the spiritual journey. I was starting to gain weight again because I had lost weight, half of my body size at some point, and it scared him. It made him uncomfortable because I looked extremely young. I looked like I was 16 years old at the time, and it made him uncomfortable. So I was starting to recover, but obviously spiritual stuff, I was still trying to figure myself out. And he was a different person. Oh Lord, let's make another part.